Okay, so I'm kind of triggered right now because I was in TrU3Ta1ents chat, and there was something that triggered me a lot. I'm not a big fan of TrU3Ta1ent, right? I think sometimes he just kind of whines a little bit too much. I think, and he has a few, I want to say, bad opinions, right, about the game, about Swift, whatever, about his action debuff, which I just totally do not agree with because I think it's fine for pubs. Hold on, I'm gonna move my webcam here so you can see the chat. So, what happened is, as I said, he had a rough game as Wesker. He had 2 hicks in the end. I think he played chases really bad. Well, not really bad, but the survivors just played really good in chases, right? So, what happens when survivors play chases really well, right? You can't pressure the map. You're just pressuring a single survivor because you're just chasing one, and you can't. What are you gonna do? Like, you can't be everywhere at once. Of course, you can't be everywhere all at once, right? So the pressure, you have to apply pressure to the map by hooking that survivor. So if you hook one survivor, right, another one has to go for the unhook, right? That's two survivors pressured, two survivors that do nothing, right? Well, technically not nothing, but they're not doing gens, right? So if you want to go get that up to a third survivor, it's basic math, right? If you want to get that up to a third survivor, you need an info perk in your build. TrU was running this build. He was running Brutal Strength, very solid perk, very solid chase perk. Painless, instead of Corrupt, he was running Sloppy, and he was running Dying Light. Not a build I would go with. I would go for Barbecue with Wesker because you can pressure more survivors with that, right? You can pressure the map easier because you have info. Info perks on good chase killers are really good because you can end chases quickly with a good chase killer like Wesker. If you play well with Wesker, you can end chases pretty quickly. So I expressed that in his chat, right? Where he was like complaining about Swift, and a bunch of people just had super fucking dumb opinions, right? So I was saying, so the 2 hooks, because he was like, oh, I only got 2 because Gen Rush and Swift, and look at that, only 2 hooks. And I was like, so the 2 hooks was why? Did you misplay at all, or did you play perfectly? So he was getting really defensive about. He thought I was saying 3-genning and whatever, but no, I was talking about his chases, right? So when I said, well, rewatch the VOD and we can see. I think I'm pretty sure he read it. That's the funny thing. I'm pretty sure he read it, but he didn't respond to that because I think TrU is really uh, reluctant on admitting his mistakes, right? Sometimes he will, because for instance he says Wesker is not his best killer. Um, so I get tagged here from this guy against the. By the way, I for some reason, like 70% of the people I interact with who have this badge on Twitch, the Raging Wolfhelm, are just fucking idiots. Like, if you have that badge, I'm sorry. Maybe you're one of the 30%, but everybody who have interacted with, usually people I interact with this Raging Wolfhelm, are just idiots. Against a really good and efficient team, Tokes is pretty normal. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. You can play better. You can play better, Sursex. You can. I know you can do it. Especially pubs. Come on, man. You can do it. And then I was like, you yourself say Wesker is not your best killer, no? And then Saigon 47, it's called MMR, true. Not gonna get bad survivors. Once you get good at looping, if you play with a Swift, gen rushing becomes easy. Right? I mean, if you're not playing chases well, then yes, gen rushing is super easy. You just end the game because the map is not pressured. um, so then scroll down. Then I responded to this guy. Gen rushing comes from no pressure on the map. TrU misplayed in chase and there was no pressure on the map. He himself says he isn't that good at Wesker. Right? That's a fair point. TrU himself says it's not his best killer. So he will admit to playing chases not correctly and not the best, right? Well, maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. Then this guy says, I don't know what DBD you play, but you can't pressure every gen. Which I wasn't saying. I was saying pressure the map. Pressuring the map is not pressuring every gen. That's what a weird misconception. Said it's its weakest killer. That's not saying he's not good with him. Periods. Periods. Um. Yeah, buddy. I. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Then this guy took with this guy 3-year subscriber on TrU3Ta1ents channel. To be fair, how does it come from no map pressure? Gen rushing usually happens in the beginning of the game, before TrU had any time to build up any pressure on survivors. It seems like he was running bad perks then, because corrupt would maybe solve that issue because you make the survivors move, right? Usually survivors spawn in corrupted gens if you use corrupt intervention. Don't they? Don't they blame Morty? Maybe TrU3Ta1ent was doing something wrong. That's crazy, right? That's insane. No, he can't do anything wrong. He's the best killer in the category, dude. He can't do anything wrong. So out of however many killers are out now, how many can really pressure all? Again, not what I was saying. Yes, Blazy Prime. Many killers are different. Many are worse. Many are better. I realize that, but Mr. Blazy Prime, he was playing Wesker, killer with mobility, killer with strong chase power. Again, and chase, and then this guy weak bait mates. What? Shut the fuck up. What a weird. Your rage baiting ain't no way, dude. And then I'm not saying about pressuring all the gens. I'm talking about map pressure, right? Pressuring the map, right? Like pressuring a survivor off generators with a hook. What? Never heard of her. We have two hooks in the end of the game. Because right, I gotta outplay the chase. Huh, wait. Isn't that the same thing? No. Killer can't be everywhere all at once. You want him to be everywhere at once? LMAO. Then I was like, I was super fed up with it, and then I just tagged everybody in this conversation who tagged me because please rewatch the Wesker match and look at TrU's chases and tell me he couldn't have done any better and was really good. A hook plus barbecue, for instance, would equal to 3 pressured survivors, 1 hooked, 1 going for unhook, 1 you go to, equals a pressured map. I'm done now. I wasn't really done. Then this guy said show us? What do you mean show us? What? Brother, what do you mean show us? Why would I show you? Just go rewatch the fucking VOD, man. The fucking mental gymnastics some people do just so they don't have to admit that TrU3Ta1ents made a mistake or multiple mistakes in the match. And that's totally okay. It's okay. I have bad games myself, and when I have bad games, I'm telling myself, wait, I'm thinking about the game that I had. And I was like, wait, hold up, because I'm obviously not streaming my game, so I don't have the option to review my games afterwards. So I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. I did that wrong, and whenever I miss, for instance, a Wesker dash or singularity or whatever, when I don't pressure the map enough with singularity, I realize that, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn from my mistakes and I'm gonna do better. TrU3Ta1ents has 11k hours, right? But he can still make mistakes. And he's still, I'm not saying he needs to play perfect, but I'm saying you can always get better. You can't pressure Swift on comms. Why are you so pressed? Because people are so fucking dumb. And then this guy says, hit that stream button. What? That was never in the argument, dude. What? Leg me a guess. You're a killer main, by the way, right? Which I guess. I'm like 70-30. And then I was like, yeah. Now, all that yapping, you have to upload one. What are they talking? I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. All that, yeah. What do I have to upload? All I was saying is that TrU made mistakes in his game, and that you should rewatch that. Like, is this like TrU always TrU always talks about his chat being so intelligent, right? Super intelligent. Like, oh my god, they think for themselves, right? That's what he sometimes says. And we have a chill community, and chill community. I guess he could have a chill community, whatever. I'm not throwing doubts about that, but like the fucking mental gymnastics of some people, Jesus fucking Christ, what is this guy talking about? Just like everyone else, okay. And then I was just done. Then I was like, okay, no, I don't wanna talk about this anymore. It's so mentally exhausting, right? And I'm gonna stop doing that. Like I'm gonna stop trying to convince people that True Talent has mistakes, right? I'm still gonna upload videos on why I lost, but it's just so infuriating. Um, yeah, that's it. Bye.